What's up, guys? Today we're doing a Q&A. Alright, so I asked you guys to for some questions, just to do my first Q&A, and I got a few interesting questions. I'm not going to read all of them because that would take forever and there's too many, but I am going to read some of my favorite questions or some of the questions that I think would be the most interesting to answer. The first question I got was, what is my favorite movie and why? This is a really hard question for me because I like a lot of movies. I like a lot of genres of movies. Same thing with music. But I would have to say that my favorite movie is probably the original Fast and the Furious movie, the first one. I'm a huge car person, and the Fast and the Furious movie came out at a time when I was younger, and it kind of, I would say, molded my passion for cars. And I think a lot of other car people would agree with that. They would agree that the Fast and Furious series really kind of speaks to them as a person because of their interest in cars. And that's also why it was such a big deal when Paul Walker passed away, why so many people were so upset by it. Because it's a huge part of their life, and it's a huge part of how they became the way they are now. The second question I got is, what is my favorite place to visit? And so far, my favorite place to visit is probably Asheville, North Carolina. Jen and I got engaged there, and I just like it up there. I don't know. It's like, it's far enough away for me that it's a pretty long drive for a good vacation, but you can drive. You don't have to fly. You could make it a long weekend trip if you really wanted to. And in the winter, there is snow, even though it's not the best conditions, so you can go skiing. So it's like the best of everything. Alright, another question I got was, what do you do outside of YouTube? I'm usually working on cars or going to car meets or whatever the case is. I do a lot of car things. I really enjoy doing car things. I also enjoy drawing, both digitally and on paper. So whenever I have downtime, I do that. And, of course, I'm a web developer, so all the other time is spent making websites for clients. What did I do before I started YouTube? That's an interesting question. I don't know how to. I didn't make YouTube videos. I don't really know how to answer that. I'm just gonna change it to, what did I do before I was a web developer? Before I was a web developer, I actually was a martial arts instructor for quite some time. I started training in 2004, 2003, 2004. And I started teaching around 2009. Let's see. Alright, and this last question is super generic. I feel like everybody that does a Q&A gets this, but I'm just going to answer it just because. Why did you start making YouTube videos? And I got that question like 3 times, so I guess I'll answer it. To be completely honest, when I was in college, I took a video class where you learned about video, you learned about storytelling, you learned about the curve, everything. And the final project was you had to make a movie. You had to shoot it, you had to plan it, shoot it, edit it, go through everything in a day. And I really enjoyed that. I really liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun going out and shooting videos with people. People gave you crazy looks. They didn't know what you were doing. But it's fun. You have a good time. You tell a story. Everybody laughs, whatever. And ever since then, I've made videos, but not really posted them to YouTube. And I don't know. I just one day was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I've talked about it with some friends for years. We were going to start a channel together. And I just decided, you know, why not? I'm just going to do it. And that's it. I just started it. I just started doing it. So yeah, that's it, guys. I asked for questions earlier today, so I didn't really wait to get a whole bunch. I got a lot of duplicate questions, and I mean, I can only answer the question once. I'm going to do another one of these, probably not for a while. I'll probably only do one of these every few months, if that, because they're not that exciting, but it is nice to answer questions that people have for me. So if you guys have any questions, you can follow me on Twitter down here and ask them there.